Hey YouTube, it's me, Briana. I'm the author of the young adult horror novel Blood and Water, the young adult urban fantasy novel Reflections, and the one-act play Touch, all of which are available for purchase on Amazon. Today, in the spirit of the holidays, I figured I would share my top gift ideas and suggestions for writers. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1. A kitchen timer. Now, in this modern day and age, almost all of us have cell phones that have timers built into them, but I highly recommend getting your writer or yourself or whomever else a kitchen timer because there's nothing quite like setting a physical timer and preparing for a distraction-free writing or productivity sprint. Me personally, I use my timer for writing sprints and I also use it to clean, so it's kind of a great multi-purpose little tool. The best part is that most of these bad boys run on batteries, and I think I have never changed the batteries in this thing, and I've had it for over a year, so longevity is a huge plus. Number 2, caffeine and or alcohol. As writers, we tend to have a reputation for our vices, namely caffeine and alcohol. Now, whatever that means for the writer in question, whether they like whiskey or wine, coffee or tea, this does require a little bit of knowledge about the person whom you're giving the gift to. Naturally, a lot of writers prefer coffee while others prefer tea. Some writers drink and some don't, so it is important to know the person you're giving the gift to before you try to give them, I don't know, say moonshine. Moonshine, in case you didn't know, is a lot to give somebody, especially somebody like me who pretty much doesn't drink anything harder than the occasional cocktail. Number 3. Mugs, cups, or glasses. If you're getting your writer something like coffee, tea, or wine, it only makes sense that you get them something to put that liquid into. This is of course assuming that they're not just going to drink it straight from the bottle, which I may or may not have done before. Number 4, software. There are a lot of programs out there for writers right now, whether that's a word processor or some kind of scheduling tool. You just have to do your research and figure out what the person you're giving a gift to needs the most. One of my top recommendations for writing software is Scrivener because it does help you organize your thoughts for writing, whether you're working on a play, a screenplay, a novel, a book of poetry, or what have you. I used to use Scrivener all the time, and even though I don't anymore, I will go ahead and leave a link to that below in case you want to check it out. Number 5, and this almost goes without saying, notebooks or other office supplies. Whether your writer writes by hand or types, almost all of us need notebooks for some reason or another. For example, I have osteoarthritis, which means I don't do a lot of writing by hand, but I do use notebooks for my bullet journals, which pretty much run my life at this point. Again, if you feel weird about getting someone a notebook because you don't really think they'll use it, you can definitely get them stuff like pens, highlighters, scissors, paper clips, bookmarks, all that jazz. Also, sometimes I've noticed that shopping for office supplies, even for other people, is pretty much one of the most fun things you can ever do. So, there you go. Number 6 is one that a lot of people don't think of, and that is meal services. If you have someone that is trying to do their best to write with a full-time schedule or write when they have a family, like a husband, kids, all of that stuff, it might be hard for them to make time to have some nutritious meals. What that means is you can score some major brownie points by purchasing a subscription to HelloFresh or Blue Apron or any other meal kit delivery service like that. That way, when it comes time for them to get home from work and sit down to writing, they don't have to spend as much time worrying about what they're going to put on the table. Instead, all they have to worry about is what they're going to put on the page. Last but not least, we have number 7, which of course is books or a gift card to purchase books. Again, this one might be kind of tricky if you don't know the person you're gifting to, but I would say a safe bet is always craft books like Stephen King's On Writing, Ray Bradbury's Zen and the Art of Writing, etc. That's all the time I have for today. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, click subscribe so you never miss an upload, and ding that bell so you'll be notified whenever a new video comes up. And if you're not following me on Wattpad, make sure you do that. I am uploading my novel Blood and Water there as Death Among Friends, and I am also posting chapters of Girls' School, although that one, I will give the caveat, is a first draft, so read it at your own risk. Once again, I want to thank all my Patreon supporters. Your support and generosity mean more to me than you can ever know. If you're not currently supporting me on Patreon, please consider doing so for $1 or more a month and receive some pretty awesome rewards in the process. Oh, and feel free to leave a comment below letting me know what some of your gift ideas for writers are. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next week. Bye!